and welcome to Present Times on Linux. Today we're looking at DKMS, and the reason for this is in the chat on Telegram, in the Telegram group, there was a complaint about a broadcast driver not being on this particular distro, which is the LXQt Daily of the Cosmic variety. So what I'm going to do here is show you how to install DKMS and the broadcast driver and show you how it works. So we'll try this. Now, I haven't been through this myself yet, so you are all along for the ride, I'm afraid. So I have this running in VirtualBox, which installed really nicely after a couple of hiccups, but that's getting started. This is a beta release after all, and there are bound to be a couple excuse me, of issues. So just looking through the older menu system here, just bear with me. And what I'm actually looking for is Synaptic if it's installed, and if not, I will find something else to help me with it, like you just go into the command line and apt it in. Nope, well, it won't be in Office, will it, Ali? Don't be silly. Okay, can I see Synaptic there? No, I cannot. Will it be in Preferences? No. Okay, looks like we're going to... Oh, we've got the Muon Package Manager. We'll try that. Here we go. Okay, let's extend this out a bit. I'm assuming I can search from here. Yes, I can, because I can see the search box. Okay, what I want is DKMS. Okay, DKMS is not installed, so I do need to install that. Now, can I mark that for application? Yes, I can. Okay, that's requested, and I'm looking for Broadcom, and there doesn't seem to be anything there. Now, let me have a look again through the... Oh, yes, there is. I just didn't... Okay. Now, what we do actually need is, if I can bring this down a bit, we need the BCW kernel source. We will need that for it to build micro installation, and we'll need the BFW cutter as well. This is for the firmware. It's a firmware cutter that you use to extract the firmware from the thingy to make it work, possibly. So okay, so what we'll download is this as well. And of course, if it needs anything else, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, we'll apply those changes. It's asking me for my password, which I will duly give. And it is hopefully downloading. Excuse me. Okay, this is going to take a couple of minutes with my internet speed. I mean, really slowly like. Okay, let me pause this and I'll be back soon as this part of the install. I thought it was actually, it was 50% then 50% of the actual installation itself. So this may take a bit of time because I assume it's actually building the DKMS file off the kernel headers. I'm not quite sure whether it will build, but if there's any errors, we'll see what the errors are and we'll confront them as they come. If, that is, if. What I should have done actually was done this through the command line using abcache search to find the packages I wanted, I guess. But this is a really good way. I think NVIDIA, in PCLinuxOS on mine anyway, the NVIDIA drivers and all that do come in with a DKMS package, so when you install a new kernel, the NVIDIA drivers are automatically built against that kernel. Okay, that's done. I don't see any error messages or anything, but it's rebuilding the search index, so I think I'll let it rebuild before I close the package. manager there. Me on package manager is very Synaptic-like in a way. Nothing wrong in that, of course. Synaptic being a fantastic package manager. Oh, excuse me. I stifled a sneeze there. Okay, let me close that off. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is reboot the VM. So, well, reboot that, and hopefully I'll be able to hit escape. Now, I noticed there's a 0 delay before grubbing starting, so, but there does seem to be a bit of delay, and my fans are starting to ramp up. Okay. Oh, straight in. I didn't get to see what I wanted to see, but that's not really a problem for me at the moment. Well, there's been no damage there. What I do want to do though now is use the oops, it's under preferences, isn't it? Not preferences, sorry, that. See if there's an up-to-date kernel. I know this is on a late kernel. If I do a uname ARIA, as you can see I'm on 4.18 dead. So what I want to do is see if there's any others to show you how DKMS actually works in updating the drivers, etc. with it in the intervention. So let me have a look. Okay, there seems to be a lot of stuff there that's just come down with the kernel dash. I wasn't expecting all that. Okay, so let's scroll up. Let me see, kernel where's kernel Linux. It's probably under Linux rather than, see, I've already got that, LinuxOS 4.18. Oh, that's interesting for me. This is going to make my life a bit harder, I think. I'm sure there should be another kernel for me to choose from, whether it be earlier or interesting. Hold on, let me just try something else. Let me try it under, I know this sounds strange. Okay, the virtual guests and so on that work off DKMS, which is a good thing. NVIDIA drivers there. Oh, we do have a Linux image. This is what I was looking for. I was looking under the wrong one there. So what we want to do then is, let's see if I can find a generic one. Yeah, we'll pick that one there, and I'm going to actually choose the whole line there. And scroll down, because I'm going to use Linux copy and paste. So I want to go sudo apt install and middle click and press enter. Did I choose the wrong one, Ali? Oh, I probably did there actually. Oh, I did, it's already installed. What a dope. That's H7. Now, the rest of these seem to be for different things. So, if I choose an unsigned kernel, just for a giggle. Okay, that's cool. That was my own fault. So, let me just rub that off there. And into that one there. And it's telling me it's going to install that, and FDU tools and the kernel and the Linux headers as well, which is what we need. So we'll let that download, and just bear with me. I'm going to pause the video just while this downloads, because it's going to take a bit of time. Back, and it's just downloading the modules. Said it's got about a minute to go or so, a couple of minutes. Seems like an eternity when you're waiting for something to download, I can tell you. No, on your system you'll have a much better, hopefully a much better internet access than I do, in which case it shouldn't take as long. If you can hear clanking, it's just my ashtray. I am a smoker. I do apologise for the noise in the background. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. It's my noise. So anyway, we have the Linux and so on going in. Shouldn't be too long now, I hope. Okay, and here comes the progress bit. I'm just hoping I don't run out of disk space today. I did earlier on trying to install it's actually ran out of disk space now and I realised I had 50 backups. So yeah, I had to delete some backups, which is fine. I kept a couple, of course. It's absolutely fine. And it's just the way it is. I didn't fancy doing a disk swap today, so I just deleted some backups from Time Shift. Absolutely fine. Okay, it's done that. And yeah, the only thing it couldn't do is the LD config for some reason. It couldn't remove the temp file, but that's fine as well. And as you can see, it's found a new thingy, so I can reboot from here. Excuse me. And if I move my mouse up and down, not mouse, my cursor up and down, my arrow buttons, I'm hoping to catch one of the kernels, and hopefully it just doesn't boot in. Okay, I have no idea now. Let me have a look at this, because I wanted to show you the kernel. Okay, let's see what kernel we are running. It's not exactly yep. Mine went blank just for a split second there, and I'm still on the 18.4, so it hasn't actually given me the grub screen I wanted. So let me go to CD boot, and let me have a look at here. Okay, sometimes I can get away with it's only on grub 1. I'm just wondering because I don't see a grub 2, but that's okay. CD grub ls, but it says CD config. Okay, let me have a catch of that. Okay, I can see there's a timeout on this. Well, what a script. Okay, do not edit this file, blah blah. Yeah, mate. Yeah, okay. Okay, at least to know where I can get to the changes, but that's fine. Alright, just thinking of the name of the program I want. Okay, let's see if I can use that with the thingy again. Oh, I just passed you. Yeah, you. Come to me. Okay, so I want to look for grub. Okay, grub in base, don't see, firmware, no, grub rescue, no, grub, no, not the early, no. No. Okay, seems that I cannot find what I'm looking for, which is group 2 is installed. Okay, that's very cool, but I can't find what I'm looking for, so it looks like I'm going to have to do this by hand. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to 2. I don't know why I keep closing programs, so it's not as if I'm short on resources, you know. So anyway, let's go to CD exit at group D. Okay, we have pro column header WCB and readme. Let's have a looky here. Catch Okay, cool. So okay, we're getting there, I think. Okay. Oh, this is more like it. If you can change this view, please. Okay, after it's updated. Okay, that's fine. So I do need to change that. Now it's got their group timer at 10 seconds. Now I didn't see any change to that, so if I change that to shown, that should be helpful. Okay, okay, so I want to do that. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let me go back to screen one. So thank you, desktop one rather. So it's telling me let me just grab that there. Actually, I don't need to okay. I just want to know the syntax of shown or whatever to the hidden bit. So I'm going to have to do some scrolling there. Okay, group timer is what I'm after. Okay, let me quit that. So, we know that's there, so let's see we've got nano. We do, okay. Let's see if that helps me, and yeah, I want to rub that off. Okay, let's see if I can actually do anything with that. I'm not really worried if this breaks because I can get back in. Ah, right, yes, of course. It's just because I didn't do this. Oh dear. I'm so used to being in this route, you see, when I'm doing things, but there you go. But it does say I can press escape within 10 seconds, so let me get rid of that bit there. Okay, let me reboot and see if that works, if I can press escape when it's asking. Oh, there she is now. Okay, advanced options. I want to boot that. Okay, let's see if we go build the whatever I want it to build, and apparently not. At least I didn't see it. What I will do though, and I know I'm on a system thinking, and it's such a pain for somebody who comes from the world of sysv, but okay, let me have a look here. Do you want to do that again? Okay, that obviously isn't what I'm looking for on the D message. cd var, cd var log. Now I want to DKMS log. Okay, class DKMS. D package, not DKMS. What am I looking for? There's the sys log. I wonder. cat sys log. Nope. At least I don't see it there. Access TDM, bound, just seeing if I can find anything that tells me that the bloody thing built. Well, I'm just assuming it has built, but there's nothing. If I can, right, what I'm going to do is close this VM. Okay, so yeah, and I will shut it down properly in respect to it. Why not? We'll shut down, and I'll show you what I was hoping to see. Okay, new build. I'll show you what I was hoping to see on mine, if I can. For this I'll just go in as root, so bear with me, this is taking a much longer than I wanted it to, but still, we'll see what happens. Okay, if I go to Synaptic here, okay, and search. What do I want to search for? DKMS. Okay, I've got BG switch and W1 and all that business. I haven't installed, so I'm going to install the Broadcom one. And it wants to bring with that. Okay, as you can see, I've already got the NVIDIA drivers installed, so apply that. We'll download this. Okay, this may take a little bit of time because I'm pretty sure it's building against the kernel as we speak. I don't know. I don't have the guest editions. There we go. See my mic? I swear to God, I turn on the microphone and my mouth goes nah 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 nah. But there you go. Alright, DKMS safe upgrade, it tells me there, completely preparing the kernel. You can see where it actually builds the kernel there. So, as you know, this has gone 4.18.1, but we can search for another kernel. Like so, because it's labelled differently. As you can see, this is the list of kernels that is available to me under PCLinuxOS, LTS kernels, etc. So, there is a 419.10, but that's in the testing repo. But we will just choose a different kernel anyway, even if it's just something similar like the 14.18.9. Okay, we'll accept that. It tells me that the development and the kernel. Okay, I was looking through development anyway. We'll apply them to. Oh, and it's killed itself. Synaptic has died. And the reason why Synaptic has died is probably because I've lost internet. So bear with me here. Let's see if that is indeed the case where I've actually lost internet. Nope, I haven't lost internet, so I'm not quite sure why Synaptic killed itself. Then again, I am also on a different build. So, hang on. As I said, we're going to choose that one there. I'm not quite sure why Synaptic crashed. It only normally crashes after if it can't pick up. And no, it can't. Why is it not picking up the internet? It's wired, so let me have a look. Maybe I've got a blockage myself. Let's have a go. Ping google.com. Oops. I do have google.com. So let me load Synaptic from the command line. Settings, repositories, NLG, yep. So I can't see why, and that's my Trinity PPA there. So I'm not sure why. Okay, let's update Synaptic. Maybe it was my bad on something here, because I probably haven't updated it in a while. Oh, and my hand went bang. And all through that palaver, my cigarette's gone out. And as always, when trying to demonstrate something in a video, something is bound to go wrong, and it always does. For any other. Okay, I've got lots of upgrades here, I think. Oh no, it's just Low Manager. I'll mark that for an upgrade. Mark. And then new repository, let me have a look. Yep, we've got all these new kernels here. Oh, 8.11. Really? 18.11. In fact, we'll do it on that one. That's probably why it fell apart, because the previous kernel that I tried to use has been taken out the repo. And that makes a lot more sense to me. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm pausing the video again. Be back in a moment. Anyway, it's rebuilding the kernel there. I say rebuilding, it's actually installing the kernel. So I'll let that carry on. Okay, and as you can see, it's found the group configuration there. Okay, we'll close that. There wasn't any errors, so I assume. Yep, okay. Okay, we'll reboot the machine. And I should be able to choose the new kernel from the grub menu. And it is there. Oh, excuse me, I like to escape, so you can actually see the startup process, and there it is, building the new kernel module for new kernel. I chose the 18.11 kernel, considering that Linus has left for a bit, and I'm not going to go all political or audio stuff on the CLC and whatever, right? But after all that, yeah, the kernels are coming out thick and fast. It was 0.10 a couple of days ago, less than a week, and today, yep, it seems that PCLinuxOS has got 18.11 in the room, in the repos already. So as you can see, it's building against NVIDIA current. I did leave all the NVIDIA stuff in this build because it is a new build, and I do need the NVIDIA stuff in there. As you see, it's 390.87. There is probably a newer NVIDIA current, and that will get updated as and when it's been tested thoroughly. Even though this is a rolling distro, everything gets put into a test section where we test the bejeebs out of it. And once everybody is satisfied, it then goes into the main repository for us users to use, which is a good way for me of doing things, and a good way for them of doing things. It brings a lot less problems, although nothing's perfect, of course. We only have a certain number amount of testers that do test all this stuff, and a certain amount of hardware specs, and of course things do go through the holes every now and then, and they get caught in the forums and so on, which is a good thing, and their feedback helps us provide making this even better. So anyway, this is the NVIDIA current being built, and this will take quite a bit of time because it is a fairly substantial piece of software. For something that displays something on the screen, there is a lot of work in the background that happens, as you can imagine. I know there's later NVIDIA drivers on their website, I believe, for Linux that you can actually download, and again it should be installable against the kernel that we use, or the kernels that Ubuntu uses, or whichever. So we'll just clip this from installing there. Of course, these are DKMS modules. Just make life easier for when you do update the kernel. You don't have to go and do this yourself. You can just wait. It just take a bit of time for the PC to boot on the boot again, on the first boot of a new kernel. And of course, if you are not using the NVIDIA modules on the install, you can ask it to remove them on the install. So if you are on NVIDIA hardware, you can only use the modules that you actually need, whether it be the 390 or the 304 or the 340. I'm not quite sure if I got 340 installed. If not, I will install it, just in case there are those with the cards that actually need the older NVIDIA drivers. And I could show you this on my machine, which would have been a lot faster. However, it's quite hard to capture something while it's booting. There's no screen grabs, and my phone wouldn't be holding my phone up for 10 minutes at the screen. Wouldn't be really good. And I did indeed install the 340 drivers as well, which is actually cope with a lot of NVIDIA users out there, I'm hoping. Of course, for those who can't use the NVIDIA drivers, there are the Novell drivers. And of course, the AMD drivers are already baked into the kernel now, so they just work. I'm on all Intel, so these drivers aren't actually of any use personally to me. There we go, it's checking for new hardware, just in case it does find something that I've inserted, which I haven't. Especially on a VirtualBox machine, but it's going to bother checking anyway. There we go, and we're going to run level 5. There we go. And we're up, and I did see something failed there, but I'm not worried about that either. I said this is just a beta. And we're back in. So anyway, that's how DKMS should work, and I don't know actually what happened there with the DKMS drivers on the other one, on the LXQt there. If I hit escape, yeah, it is a hidden timeout, and that's fine. I had to find out I had to hit escape, but that's fine, that's perfectly fine. I can go back to the latest kernel, of course. It's RAM disk, and being as it just loads up, everything is so silent, but it doesn't actually. Oh, there we go, and we're back again. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you again sometime. Hope everybody has a pleasant evening. Good night, God bless, and yeah, if you've learnt anything, let me know in the comments below. If not, oh good. You take care now. Bye.